Are you an accounting or tax professional who wants to stay ahead without spending a dime? Join thousands who trust insightful accountant and tax practice news to keep them informed and empowered. Get expert updates on QuickBooks, Xero, tax planning strategies, and workflow tips delivered straight to your inbox. Whether you're a solo bookkeeper, firm leader, or tax advisor, these newsletters are your shortcut to what's next in the profession. They're free, practical, and built for people like you. Visit insightfulaccountant.com and hit subscribe to start your smarter workflow today for free.
So hello and welcome to another episode of the Accounting Insiders Podcast. My name is Gary DeHart. I am the host of the Accounting Insiders Podcast, publisher of Insightful Accountant. And my guest today is a repeat guest, a return guest, Eli Danziger, who is the VP of Product for Xero. And Eli, welcome. Welcome for
Thank you, Gary.
a
Great to be back.
absolutely second bite of the apple, as they say, right? I think this is the second time we've been on. I don't think it's been three. I think this is number two.
Just
So
two so far.
yeah, so we were supposed to connect at the Xero Roadshows, which we're going to touch on that a little bit, but you were too busy flying to Australia and enjoying Brisbane, right? So
Gotta rack up the frequent flyer miles. Yeah.
right, somebody has to do it. So and where do you live? Are you in Northern Cal?
Yes, I'm in the Bay Area. I live
Okay.
just north of San Francisco.
So what's that flight for you? How far is that?
I think it's about 14 hours to Brisbane.
Is that direct?
Once a week it is direct.
Oh, once a week. Okay.
Yeah. You
Hope,
gotta you
hopefully for
gotta you
your
gotta hit
sake, you
it.
got the once a week.
Uh
Yeah.
Coming home, I got a direct flight.
Oh, so then how long was it? Was the 14 hours if it's direct, or is that if it's broken up? Like layovers?
That's if it's direct.
Oh, so
I
how
I think
long
I
was it?
lost track of the I think I lost track of the whole journey through Sydney. It was probably in
Oh,
like 16, 17-hour time range.
wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a long day.
Yeah.
It's a very long day. And then you got there. So what time did you leave here and arrive there?
Let's see. I caught the Saturday night flight out at 11 p.m. and
Okay.
I woke up Monday morning at 6 a.m. in Sydney. And
Oh,
I think we had a 2-ish hour layover, and then it was about an hour flight to Brisbane.
whew, long days. And
Yeah.
so then you just jump right into work, or how did you, what'd that look like? Do you guys have an office there that you went to and then prepped for the event, or did you go straight into the event? What was,
Exactly. So we do have an office in Brisbane. It was great to get to go over there and work with the team in person. There's really very little substitute for in-person work.
right?
So I had Monday, Tuesday, and then XeroCon Brisbane was Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thanks for taking some time after that big long trip. Although I know it's been a couple of weeks, but um, when we were in the green room, so SVP of product, but you said you lead a group, and I forgot what you called that group.
Yeah. So the team that I lead is called Growth and Core Accounting.
Okay.
And that covers much of Xero's core accounting product and has some teams like onboarding, banking, inventory, a few others. And then I also look after the Xero product experience for our US customers
Okay.
end to end.
So does that put you on the road a lot?
It I would say yes,
Yeah.
but it's great to be able to work in person with our customers and our
Oh, sure.
partners. Yeah, and learn from them. So I really like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way to get out of the office more frequently, because I've worked at home for a very long time, and yeah, you need to be around people,
That's
and
right.
yeah, and I'm sure all the office developers 100% agree with that and want people back in the office so they can pay their bills. But that's a different story. All right, so at Xero, your role, SVP of product, you really help guide the product based on what the customers are telling you. Is that really kind of the feedback loop?
Yeah, exactly.
And then, so for people who didn't go through the roadshow, so I went to the one here in Atlanta. There was it five or six in the US?
Yes, I believe you're right. I believe there were
There's
6.
something like that. Okay. So what high level, what was shared at those events? What are new product launches and what's on the what can you share that's on the roadmap?
Yeah. Well, right now, a big theme for Xero is helping advisors work smarter and not harder. And actually,
Hmm.
since we last talked, I got a chance to watch some of the interviews that you've done since we spoke. And the conversation you had with Sharon Fuller on her 3-day work week, I think is
Yeah.
very, very aligned to this philosophy. So
Oh,
it was
perfect.
great to watch.
Okay.
And so, along those lines, we're also working to systematize the processes that advisors go through, reduce their toil, give advisors back time. And so in our roadshows, I think there were 3 major announcements that I was excited about for this theme and for the US market. And so the first was the evolution of JAX, which stands for Just Ask Xero.
Hmm.
And this is our AI financial super agent. It's designed to totally reimagine accounting workflows and really free up advisors to focus on that high value strategic work. And we're already seeing customers save an average of 6 hours with our AI tools each week. So JAX was a big one for me. The second, the second one is a deeper integration of Syft Analytics and Xero. And there's so much happening in AI and advisory that last year we acquired Syft, which is a cloud analytics platform.
Hmm.
And since the acquisition, we've been hard at work bringing the two together to deliver insights, visualizations, and analytics that advisors and their clients can use to save time and really just better understand their businesses. And then the third is our partnership with Plaid, and that we announced a little bit earlier this year. It's going to triple the number of high quality bank feeds available in the US, and that's going to make it easier than ever to get your transactions into Xero so that you can keep your books up to date. There's lots more that we talked about, but if you make
Right.
me choose my favorites, those are my 3.
Those are the high level three. So I'm going to back up to number one, to the evolution of JAX. And the purpose is, it's freeing up advisors' time. So let's say I've dabbled in Chat GPT, or whatever my chosen um, engine is. Um, but I haven't really taken it into my platform and really looked at it from an advisor's perspective of leveraging a tool like that. What should I be thinking about or expecting from that tool to help me free up those multiple hours a day, week, month, year, um, so that I can spend my time advising and not crunching?
Yeah, it's a great question, Gary. So I think the first thing that I would pay attention to is making sure that your AI has the right context. And that's what we feel like makes JAX so special. JAX is taking the best of all of the AI models that are out there, Gemini, OpenAI, et cetera, and making sure that we are trained on the accounting context that we see here at Xero. So we get better answers. We can make sure that they are tuned for the specific context
Mhm,
of accounting and advisory. So that's the first thing I would look at. The second thing is we care a lot about making sure that our answers are factually correct and again grounded in the context that we have here at Xero. And so we've spent quite a lot of energy making sure that JAX is providing correct, timely, accurate information.
mhm.
Um, and so those things I think are critically important as you're thinking about how to incorporate AI into your workflows as an advisor.
And can you give any top 2 or top 3 things that you have to start doing today to leverage this, to take advantage of it? Like, again, if I'm, working with clients, what's the one super easy thing I can do with JAX to lighten my workload or better serve my
Yeah,
clients?
yeah. This is going to sound a little bit cliche, but I would say start experimenting.
Hmm.
That's the first thing, is just see where you can incorporate JAX into your workflows. But I'll give a couple of specifics. So the first is you can ask JAX to list out the number, or list out all the invoices that are still awaiting payment, so that you can go snap off an email to follow up with your end customer. It's a
Hmm.
great low risk example that will save you time of going and doing, going through your open invoices list, filtering, sorting, finding the email address of the person that you need to reach out to,
Right.
and then you can go send off an email. Plus, that's going to help you with your cash flow, so immediate value add and time saved. So I think
Hmm.
that's one good example that you can start with.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, like you said, it's just start experimenting, right? You've got to get with any tool, and it's a tool, right? But with any tool, you have to learn how to use it. And the only way to learn how to use it is to get your hands dirty and start doing it. And whether it be starting really simple or even making your list that says, hey, here is the top things I would like to get off my plate. And
Exactly.
which of these things can I get AI, get JAX to do for me? And then, and roll from there. So then let's talk about Syft for just a minute. If an advisor is not using a tool like Syft, uh, an analytics type tool, what should they expect when they, again, I'm going to use the term probably more than once, get their hands started. What should they use? What should they expect from a tool like that when they do start using it? Or what can you say to make somebody think, you know what, I really should go use that?
Yeah. So Syft is one of my favorites. Syft takes all of the information that we have at Xero and helps to visualize it and draw intelligence out of it in really smart ways. So one thing that you can expect from Syft is a beautifully designed and extremely easy to read uh, uh, cash flow manager. And cash flow is the lifeblood of any small business. Perhaps this is not a surprising statement to make,
Right.
but the Syft cash flow manager takes all of your monthly, weekly, etc. cash flows, plots them all on a beautiful chart, does forward-looking projections. Um, you can start to see benchmarks in it, and this is something that we're really excited about. I'm going to get a little bit ahead of myself, but one thing that I'm also really excited about in Syft that's coming soon is going to be able to do intercompany consolidations, which is something that
Mm.
we announced at XeroCon Brisbane. So again, I know I'm
Okay.
getting a little bit ahead of myself, but
Yeah.
these are just some of the features that I personally really love about the Syft platform.
Okay. Yeah, and is it, or is that platform, is it set up so that I can just go and kind of dabble and get a little good understanding, a good feeling for kind of the power of the tool?
Yeah, so we are starting to bring parts of Syft into Xero itself. So
Okay.
you'll be able to use many of the features within Xero. And then for advisors on applicable plans, again, this is something that we just announced. They'll get
Hmm.
access to the full Syft standalone product, which has everything, all of the features that on the Syft platform. So this is something that you can get started with, pretty quickly.
Okay. And then the partnership with Plaid, was that driven, I don't know if you would call it externally or internally, when you said, hey, we need to uh, broaden, because really it broadens your ability to serve banks, right? Or to pull data from banks. Is that kind of the core of what Plaid does for you?
Exactly.
Okay.
So what Plaid does is it enables us to bring in transactional data from your bank accounts, your credit card accounts, etc. And once those transactions are in Xero, that's essentially the start of the bookkeeping and reconciliation process.
Hmm.
So if your transactions aren't there, then you have to go off and get those manually. So what Plaid does is it saves you time, saves you toil, and just make sure that you've got the right data in the right place so that you can go off
Yeah.
and begin that bookkeeping process.
Okay. Great. So sticking in the US for a minute, The Xero Roadshows US, are they over? I don't remember what the last one was.
Yes, we
So they're
wrapped the
done.
Xero Roadshows. Yeah.
All right, so they're wrapped. So we're going to project out next month. We're recording this on September 15th. First part of October, you're kicking off in Canada. So it'll be a Xero Roadshow in Canada. We'll drop a link to that, but you can also just search it, Xero Roadshow Canada 2025. Um, do you know the cities? We didn't talk about this in the green room, so if I'm putting you on the spot, I apologize. But
Let's see, we've got Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, and there's one more that I'm not remembering.
okay,
Maybe Montreal.
right. All the majors. There we go.
All the majors.
Got the majors. All right, makes sense. So, all right, so now we're going to go down under. So we know you took this 6-day flight to get from San Francisco to to Brisbane. Um, what was different there than the event in the U.S.? Although the events in the U.S. were road shows, so I imagine number one thing they're much smaller. But just tell us what took place in Brisbane.
So XeroCon was really, really exciting. It was our biggest one yet. It was great to be able to meet in person with a lot of our partners and a lot of the ecosystem,
Okay.
and really just be immersed in the Xero community. So a couple of things to share from XeroCon Brisbane. The first was the evolution of JAX. That was really the headline act, and
Mhm.
it showcased our vision for an AI-powered future where the platform does the work for you. So a few things that we announced there. The first was a partnership with OpenAI. The second was the ability for JAX to search the web and combine the best of global intelligence with personalized context about your business. We also announced automated bank reconciliation, which I'm really, really excited about. The teams worked really hard on and obsessed over the details on. And would love to share a little bit more about that, but that was a big one.
Yep.
We also announced a set of tools that are specifically for our partners, and the first of those is the Xero Partner Hub, and that's a platform that's going to bring together all of our partner tools like XPM, which is our practice management software, Xero HQ, which is for client management, and then of course brings JAX into the client and practice management context as well. And so we think this is going to be huge for managing clients at scale. And then, I touched on some of the Syft changes already.
Yep.
So get access to Syft at no extra cost. We're going to be doing multi-entity consolidations in Syft. We'll do advanced forecasting. And then a couple actually of payments launches that I think are very exciting, very relevant for
Mhm.
our US customers. The first is something called progress payments, which allows a business to accept deposits or take payments in different stages. And
Okay.
then we also announced a new online statement feature that will let customers pay multiple outstanding invoices in a single transaction. And so that makes it just easier to get paid, uh, reduce payment delays, and then of course simplify reconciliation. So there was a lot that we launched at XeroCon Brisbane. A
Yep.
lot to be excited about.
And is that all that you launched there? Was that all announcements? Hey, this is coming, or hey, effective today, this is available.
It is a mix of the two. So I would
Okay.
say over the next couple of months, these will
Yep.
roll out to beta groups and then to the full Xero community.
Okay. And just, I don't think there's a real, hard answer for this or a data-driven answer to this, but would you say most of the changes like this or the additions that are made, are they typically driven internally or externally? Are they driven by customers saying, hey, you know what? We need to see X, or are they driven internally going, hey, wouldn't it be better if we offered Y?
Well, I actually think it is much more driven by our customers
Mhm.
and our partners. And I would say that yes, we listen very carefully when they ask for X or Y new feature or new
Mhm.
product. But the thing that we also try to do is get at the root of the problem. What problem are you trying to solve? Because there may be solutions that are out there that are better than the X or Y that they asked for, or more efficient
Yeah,
or more effective. And if we get to the root of the problem, we can try to solve it better together.
yeah. Okay. And so really what, I mean, kind of you may have touched on it earlier, but between, between JAX, between Syft, even the Plaid partnership, I mean, you're building the tool platform so that, advisors can have a full suite, at their fingertips, and not necessarily having to go outside of Xero, right, of the Xero platform, to be able to deliver in-depth, deep analytics and advisory type of information that they can pull from the data that you have. And again, leveraging JAX to free up time, but also leveraging it to take a look at the data and help them, I guess, better present what the data says, right? What it's showing. Well,
Exactly.
does or will JAX connect with Syft at this point?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
it will. Our AI platform is going to look across all of Xero,
yeah.
including Syft.
Okay. All right. We had some questions here. I just want to make sure I cover all of them. Is there anything in the roadmap that we haven't talked about that you can tease right now? I mean, if not, that's okay too.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. I don't want to get you in trouble with the Andra. So
Yeah. Usually, it is a really good question. I'm gonna say maybe we leave this one on the cutting room
yeah,
floor, and I'll
that's fair
say
enough.
that generally, I
Yep.
am very happy to share and to tease, but maybe when we take the third bite at the apple,
Yep.
I'll have some good stuff to share with you.
Yeah. Well, you already shared a lot. So with these enhancements, so I think you said, you know, number one with Jax, just go out and test it. Just try it. Um, I'm going to put you a little more on the spot than that and say, what would you have someone try first and second? Like, what are the two things they should do? Let's so the one person that listens to this, what are the two things they should go and do after they listen to this podcast?
That sounds great. So I would say go into Xero. You should make sure that you have your banks connected, your bank feeds connected. That one's well, actually, hang on. Do you mind if I take a step back and
Yeah, sure, back it up.
answer that one? All right,
Yep,
thank
of
you.
course. Yeah,
Um,
it could be even be 3.
okay, okay. Uh, So I would okay. So to anybody that is thinking about what can they do immediately in Xero that will add value, I would say in addition to just going and trying JAX in all sorts of different places, I would specifically ask about that open invoices question. That really is an easy one that can
Mm,
help accelerate your cash flow collections and save you immediate time. The second thing that I would suggest is if you haven't tried it already, try out the new invoice template editor that's in beta right now. We haven't talked about this yet. I think it was something that we spoke about actually the first
mhm.
time that we
Yeah, I think we
talked,
did.
Gary. We did, and that one for me is really really nice. Uh, it's a great new tool. It makes creating professional invoices super easy. If you're not using it, you absolutely should. Um, and I'm actually going to take you up on that offer of doing of a third of a
All right,
bonus
bring
thing
it.
that you can
Bring
try.
it. There we go.
So I would say try out the new homepage and navigation. We haven't talked about this one, but homepage and navigation are two new parts of Xero that we began rolling out just before XeroCon and we gave the big announcement at XeroCon. We have a brand new homepage. It's got new, beautifully designed, intuitive widgets. You can customize the whole thing. Navigation has also been streamlined and improved. And so a lot of the insights, analytics, charts, JAX, all of that is going to show up on this newly designed or redesigned homepage. And so I would say definitely try that out. That's a great new time saver.
Okay, great. So if I'm a user versus an accountant user, right? Somebody that's serving clients, um, am I seeing is JAX available in both of those, both like an accountant plan
Yes.
or okay, and is it would it be if I ask the same question in both version or in both types of accounts, would I should I get the same answer?
That's a great question. The
Not
way,
trying to put you on the spot. It's just something I thought about while you were talking. Yeah.
yeah, the way that Xero is set up is actually to support do it together use cases.
Okay.
So when an accountant and their client have a Xero account, and
Okay.
it's a certain type. It's called a business edition account.
Okay.
They can work together on the same accounting file using the same user experience with the same JAX. So they should be getting the same answers, and that's actually really helpful in that we're not giving one answer to
Right.
to a small business owner and something different to their accountant. Um,
Mhm.
we spend a lot of time trying to make sure that we make the accountants and the advisors the heroes here. So if we can give everybody the same answer, then you've got your advisor that can really help to contextualize and help you understand, uh, you know, what exactly that answer means for your business.
Sure. Okay. Anything that we've missed? I'm just going through my questions here, and I think we covered most of the high level. Can you think of anything we may have missed?
There
Talked
was
about,
one that I wanted to
yeah,
come back to, and
yeah,
that
yeah.
was the automated bank reconciliation.
Okay, right.
That was something that my teams and I worked really really hard. We obsessed over the details on. So this is a new feature where JAX can go and automatically reconcile your transactions for you. And our goal is to automate up to 80% of transactions and do it in a very transparent way that still keeps you, the advisor, or you, the user, in control of the overall system. So the reconciliation happens, but you've got a full report on what happens. You can adjust the reconciliations that we make right on the fly. We'll learn from all of that and we'll feed it back into the AI model. And so we'll get better over time. And this is something that we're really proud of. It's going to be rolling out in beta in just a few more weeks.
Okay.
So uh, that would be my last suggestion to the folks that are listening to the podcast is try this
Yeah.
out when it's available soon.
Okay. Great. Well, let me ask you a question that's on that. So you said up to like 80% accuracy. I don't know if you use the term accuracy or not, but um, for a non-software person that you know, what prevents it from being 100% accuracy? Because it's all machine learning and machine driven, right? What are and again, I'm asking that truly as somebody who I don't really understand how it all works. I'm not a software engineer. Um, uh, what prevents it from getting to 95, 99, 100% accuracy? What are the kind of the
Yeah.
pitfalls?
It's a great question. So I'm actually gonna just make one slight adjustment to your question. So
Yeah,
the 80% was actually the number. The way that we think about it is the
yeah,
number of bank statement lines that are out there. When we
okay,
think about doing an automated reconciliation, we actually want to be really, really, really precise. So we don't want to just reconcile everything and do it incorrectly. That would be bad. It actually wouldn't
yes,
save advisors time.
okay,
And we we talked to a lot of accountants about this, and that was something that came through really clearly, where they said, if you're not highly, highly, highly confident that this reconciliation, this categorization is correct, don't do it, because we don't want to have to dig through, a list and undo all of your work and then redo it.
Okay.
So that was something that we prioritized quite a bit, and we said if we're not super confident, we're going to leave that in your open reconciliation list. We'll give you a suggestion if we think there's, if we think that we can help, but you have full control. But Gary, to your question about what prevents us from being 100% accurate, so there's a few things. One just kind of toy example is that someone might categorize a transaction from, let's see, I'm gonna show my East Coast bias from the Sunoco station as
Okay.
gas versus petrol. So we might categorize it as gas. Somebody might have
Hmm.
thought, petrol, or driving expense, right? So that's an example where
Okay.
we were pretty close, but we didn't get it quite right. Another example might be if we don't have all of the data to actually do an automated reconciliation.
Okay.
E-commerce is a perfect example of this. So if you sell a pair of sneakers for $100 on, uh, you know, on Etsy or eBay, you won't receive the full $100 as a deposit. You'll receive 95 or whatever the sale is minus
Right.
the platform fee.
Yeah.
So if we don't have that platform fee coming into Xero, then it's hard for us to know that the $100 receive money accounting document should be matched up to the $95 deposit in the bank feed.
Hmm. Okay.
So that's one that could be tricky, and in that case, we would leave that for the user to reconcile.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I do want to be clear. I'm not saying, oh, why are you only at 80%? It was more of a kind of what you just explained. It's like there's just these little nuances, right, that prevent any software from being able to say, well, this is it, 100%. We know this is right because in the Southeast, we call it gas. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gas, it's some gas expense. It's not
right.
petrol, it's not petrol, it's, it's gas, and it's
That's right.
not fuel, it's gas. And so, and across our country, right, we've got probably 7 different variations of what it's called. So that's interesting. Again, that was really more for me because I didn't fully have a grasp on what all the kind of the nuances were that could impact you, any software platform from saying, okay, we know this is what this is, or we're not sure. And so we're going to put it over here. Um, so the long-term goal, I mean, where you have your vision set with your team is driving the product so to free up time for advisors so they can go advise. And are in all your dealings and with accounting pros, are you seeing the accounting pros grasp advisory? No, they should be. They're in the great seat to be able to do that. But are you seeing that they're embracing it with open arms, or are they begrudgingly embracing it, or just going, I do what I do. I'm a transactional accountant. This is what I do.
I would say it depends. I know
Right.
it's the worst
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Don't want to make
we,
anybody
you
mad.
yeah.
Right.
So I would say it depends. The way, uh, so there are a lot of, I would say, innovative and forward-looking accountants that are really investing in CAS and building out, a client advisory services practice. I think a lot of that, though, is coming from just the desire to help their clients more frequently than they already are. So I was talking to a partner at a large firm, and I was asking, if there was one thing that you wish that you could do for your clients, but you can't right now for whatever reason, what would that be? And his answer was I thought really interesting. He said, we talk to our clients once a year around tax time, and the thing that the thing that our accountants and our partners wish they could do most is go back in time and say to their client, "Hey, here's how we could have changed things had we
Mm.
taken action earlier in the year." And so that desire to try to help their clients to help them run their business more effectively is, I think, pushing you know at many
Yeah.
accountants to do more on the advisory side. So it is something that we see, but they have a lot of work to do right now. They are strapped on time.
Yeah.
They have a ton to do, and so we feel like if we can free them up to focus on the things that matter, then that can really help them serve their clients much more effectively.
Yeah. And I would say just as a small business owner, I would welcome other actually, I don't want to say I would welcome more from our accountant because our accountant's very involved in our business. Um, but as a small business owner, I do welcome any time my accountant wants to reach out to me and say, "Hey, have you thought about this?" Or if we do X, then that's going to help with Y. So I would encourage anybody who is working with clients just to reach out to your client. And I think you have to get out of that hourly mindset, which hopefully most people are out of that already, but you've got to get into the advisory mindset. And it doesn't matter if you're spending 10 minutes today and 55 minutes tomorrow. That's not what matters. What matters is the outcome. And I think you got to build your practice based on the outcome that you want to get for your clients. Because if you get your clients the better outcome, they're going to stay. And if they know that you are invested in their business, they are going to stay with you longer. And it's cheaper to keep the client than to try to find a new one. So, and if you're using the right tools, we're going to bring this back to Xero. If you're using the right tools and have a tech stack that's built for efficiency and a tech stack that's built for advisory, you're going to be able to do your job better, more effectively, more efficiently, and most importantly, you're going to be able to keep your clients happy and help them grow their businesses because that's what we pay. Part of what we pay our client for, I don't want our accountant, I don't say it's what we pay her to do, but part of what we pay her to do and part of what we rely on her to do is obviously to take care of our bookkeeping, but it's to give us advice. And because she sits in a seat that is not in my strength and it's not in my partner's strength. And most of our people listening to this and people who read our site are in that position where they can do great work for their clients if they just embrace the opportunity. So advisory is where it's at. If you're not there, you but need to get on board, right? And get the right tools
That's
like
right.
Xero and the stack that Xero has. Um, Anything that we missed?
No, I think we covered a lot of ground there.
Yeah. Did Was there any deeper on the Open AI JAX partnership, or pretty much? I think you did cover that, but um, what is that?
Yeah, I
Well,
think.
maybe the question for me is what does that do for your user when JAX, OpenAI, the agreement that you guys have there, what does that do for the user or the accounting pro?
Yeah, so we're collaborating with OpenAI
Yep.
on making sure that we can bring the best of web research
Hmm.
into the JAX context. So JAX already knows all about your accounting file and your organization within Xero, but now we can do really smart things like ask JAX. Let's say we're a restaurant. Um, we can look at our P&L and see that our net income margin is, I don't know, 15%. And we can say, hey, Jax, what are comparable restaurant net income
Hmm.
margins in the US or in my area or for restaurants my size? And Jax will understand to go search the web to go bring back the right data points. But
Yep.
then when you say my it will know all about your context as well, right? The context of the
Hmm.
business. And so it'll be able to understand you have 5 employees, your address is in the southeast of the United States. And so that's what the comparison would look like. And so that's what this partnership is all about,
Okay.
is making sure that we can bring the right data in and the right intelligence in, and so that we can give you better answers.
Okay. Well, that's great. Well, actually, I'm glad I asked that then, because we're going to make that number 4, because that is a very good example of how to use the tool, right? To better serve the client and to, again, get your hands dirty, go out there, understand, small bits and pieces of what the tool can do for you, and it'll keep building on your experience. So, all right, well, Eli, I think we
Love
have
it.
covered our multiple talking points there. If anything else comes up, grab another slot on my calendar and we can talk further. So,
That
but
sounds great.
yeah, but until then, I appreciate your time and appreciate you just sharing what's up with Xero.
Thank you, Gary. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
having me. It was great to chat.
Absolutely. Talk soon. All right, bye bye.
Take care.
This episode of the Accounting Insiders podcast is brought to you by Insightful Accountants Be Insightful membership program. Get 9 expert-led training tracks, over 30 CPE hours a year, hands-on workshops, and year-round premium content to grow your skills and your practice. Learn more at blog.insightfulaccountant.com. Just click the premium member content button.